Welcome everyone to today's live stream, last one before the new Toxicity DLC drops in 3 days. And I am currently trying to recover from a sinus and congestion type cold, so I'm hoping I can last the whole normal live stream time frame today and actually be able to not lose my voice. But I was bad enough I completely lost my voice the other day, and I couldn't even talk more than a whisper. So we'll see how it goes today. Timmy patiently waiting for his special treat, so we'll go ahead and get you set up, Timmy. Yeah, you want that? Here it goes. All right, had to be put on his foot. If you didn't see the announcement, Steam announced, well, Valve, announced new hardware coming next year. Not just the Steam Deck anymore. We're getting another Steam controller. Those of you know the previous one, it got discontinued, and right when it was getting discontinued, they sold the last stock of it, and people were buying them up for, as many as they could, turn around selling them super, high priced on like eBay and such. Afterwards, we're getting a new Steam controller. I think the big ones, and while the Steam controller is like, oh, okay, it'll work it'll work with any Steam game, it'll work consistently, among different places. I think the big two announcements are the Steam Frame and the Steam Machine. Steam Machine being the console style version, if you want to call it a console, for Steam. It's basically just a home theater style, like mini gaming PC. Good afternoon, Felonious. Thanks for joining. So yeah, you go see it. It'll show up on your Steam client when you log in. Also, they got announcements going on the website. But the Steam Machine is a gaming computer for gaming on the big screen, the TV. The interesting parts to note for it, of course, it is going to have Steam OS on it. They have a semi-custom AMD CPU and GPU that is supposed to let you get 60 FPS with FSR for 4K games. So, big screen TV, 4K at 60 FPS, supposedly. Obviously, that's going to depend on the game, because even some of the best graphic cards out there can struggle with some modern games still, like trying to stay 4K at 60 FPS. It is going to be a small form factor, so you could fit it, they say hide it under a banana. I don't think it's going to be quite that small, but it is supposed to be small. It's got supposedly good cooling to keep it running super quiet. It's not going to have an external power supply. It says no giant brick. The power supply is built in, so it's going to be literally either a cable that is fitted inside where you can't replace the cable, or it's going to have just a regular standard cable you plug in, goes straight to the wall. That's nice if you want to cut down clutter. Nobody likes those big giant power bricks, but at least the power brick is easier to replace if it dies, versus then having to take the Steam Machine to somebody who knows what they're doing to open it up and try to find a replacement power supply for the inside. So I'm not a big fan of that aspect. So I'm assuming there's going to be hopefully some repairability options there. And interestingly, it's only going to come in two sizes, 512 gig and 2 terabyte, but both will have an option for adding more storage through micro SD cards. It's kind of interesting. It doesn't have an in-between on those. And so I expect iFixit and some others are going to come out with kits where you can buy the 512 and expand it to 1 terabyte if you want to just do that, or 2 terabyte, or even up to 4 terabyte. I'm sure places like Best Buy, Micro Center will probably have their own special deals where they can, oh, well, if you want to wait, we'll take it in the back. We'll do the upgrade real quick kind of thing. So that's interesting. It'll be really interesting to see how the actual performance does on it. But of course, it's going to be Steam OS. So if you have a more powerful gaming system and you just want to be able to still play on the big TV, you could technically, Steam Link to play it. So, and it does say it's great for streaming. So, yeah, it does say that. And then that brings us to, of course, well, you know, it says stream to your Steam Deck. So you could literally use, it's obviously going to be more powerful than the Steam Deck because it's a full PC build. But it also can stream to the Steam Frame, which is the other interesting hardware announcement they made. A VR headset. Yes, we're getting a VR headset for Steam. Let me pull those specs up. So it's one of these that, from what I can tell, it's not going to be requiring you to have like the little cameras set up all around the room for you to, you know, engage with stuff. That it's basically just a wireless headset, has an adapter with dual radios. It's supposed to have good audio, and then you got your controllers. Says the Steam Frame controllers run on a single AA battery each, so 40 hours of gameplay. And the controllers, while they can be used for VR, they can also work for non-VR games, which is another important part. This will support non-VR games, but they are going to have a Steam Frame verified thing, kind of like the Steam Deck verified. So you're going to end up with non-VR games that have differing levels of compatibility. I don't know why it's not just, if it's not VR, make it look like it's a TV screen, like a projector screen in front of your face with the headset, and just let it do that. Maybe there's a reason for that with the hardware. It is running a Snapdragon processor. And 16 gigs of RAM, so it will support games without having to stream them from the PC, but obviously they're kind of pushing this to tie in with the Steam machine so you can get that for better quality and stream it that way. Yeah, it does look like they put a lot of work into really all of this. Obviously, you know, we got we're gonna have changes on the Steam Deck too, but that's not the big one they're pushing right now. For me though, it seems like the Steam Frame verified is what's going to limit it a bit, because again, if it's not a VR game, just make it look like a projector display in front of your face, so you can still play it pretty much that way. But that might come back to where part of it, let me find where it said that. This foveated streaming. It's a feature that optimizes details specifically where your eyes are looking, and offers a typically 10x improvement in image quality and bandwidth. So it's basically using, it says, low latency eye tracking to steer the better quality pixels only where you're actually looking at. So if I'm looking here at the camera, then these pixels over here don't have to be rendered at such high quality, which will mean it won't take as much to get better quality on stuff. And that could be an interesting part. And depending on how smooth that is, it may help improve the quality even for games just running straight off the Steam Frame. But I still feel like they are probably intending you to tie it in more with Steam Link for streaming for better quality. The main question is, they don't have prices yet. And there's been a lot of chatter, especially Reddit and the Steam forums, about what the pricing will be. I feel like the headset, and there's many other people that say this, it's going to have to be comparable in price to like a Meta Quest or something like that. Otherwise, because if you come out with $1,000 headset, it's not going to do as well. So I feel like it's probably going to be kind of in that range of like what a Quest 2 would cost. And then the Steam machine, it comes down to, because it's semi-custom CPU and GPU, I have a feeling that's probably going to be, for the 512, expect a starting price of probably $800 to $900 US, and then probably closer to like $1,200 or higher for the 2 terabyte version. But yeah, those are the new things that Steam will be adding early 2026. That's all it says, early 2026. We don't have an exact date. time frame, just early 2026. So at some point, yeah, we'll see the official announcements on, hey, this is coming out soon. And hey, Jenny, I did see you came in. I was just chatting. I want to get me a cough drop going. So what? Maybe I'll survive the full 3 hours without losing my voice. And it fits your shirt. He always has to like lay down and then scoot to get in position, so he keeps pulling his shirt from the neck down to more of his shoulder area, which leads to the neck hole getting stretched out. Stretching your shirt out. Yes, Jenny, I am trying to get over not really as much sinus. It's not like my sinuses have been clogged up. They're now starting to get clogged up. It was more of they were not clogged and everything was just draining, and I was just getting mucus build up all in my throat. So I lost my voice the other day where I could only talk in a whisper. So, and I thought I was actually doing a lot better yesterday. And then last night, I just started coughing up constantly and just shredded my voice again, where it was like hard to talk. And then this morning, what triggered it just started up again. You know, it just happened again. I just felt that, like, kind of that tickle, but it was basically like there's some mucus just right in there, sitting in there. I couldn't get out, and it just made me cough my head off. So yeah, my voice is rough right now. Let's go ahead, since I'm hoping I can make it the full normal 3 hours. We'll go ahead and get rolling today, because we gotta make sure I'm ready to just launch straight to Toxicity when it drops next week. Or not, this week. You know, well, Tuesday. Technically next week, because it's still Saturday for me. Oh, and that was my reminder. I placed that there to remind me when you do some animal setups over here. And I'm getting some stutters right now. All right, so I've got this. I think I'm going to relocate and just kind of build out over this way. Species 1. All right, so instead of going left or right, we'll go right to left. So this is species 1, so I need to get numero 2 going next. And that's, yeah, both of the same, should be same species. I'll check. We are going to get some animals going today. I've been saying I was going to do it, and I'm going to do it. I got plenty of one because of them. So we've got 8 species. Wow. And just for now, it does take longer to place it, I think, because, oh wait, not saying I'm not in range. Yeah, it takes longer to calculate these for some reason. Normally I would do hot tea, Jenny, but my kettle broke, my little glass kettle, and so I don't have anything to, I guess I have an old school kettle I could use, but I've just been choking down cough drops like crazy. And I do have honey, so I've been doing like just teaspoons of honey here and there. There should be one more. I got one. I need 7 more. Yeah. All right. So both of them species 1. Two. Oh, it's taking a moment to calculate down here too. Three. Use a pan to warm the water. Yeah, I'll just I think I got an old school kettle somewhere. Yep. All right, that's all of them. So now I'll move this. Because I can't remember what the range is for that, but that's technically the middle. Wait a second. I took the food out and somehow ended up with more food. Like it's stacking, but it's not stacking. That's weird. Let's see if I suddenly get like a bunch of drones coming down. Don't look like it. That's weird. I just suddenly got all this animal food from deconstructing that. Alright, so there's those two. So we gotta do some new pets. I need to do some more. I gotta max them out, but for right now I want to get like at least one of each. So I'll be creature 2. I need some colors. I'm not remember what creature that is. I think I still have that saved. Here, let me look. Alika. That's the kitty cat. All right. Take one of those. Sure, one of those. One of those. We'll just deck it out on this one. Not really worried about like the looks too much. Let me see what the variants are on this. We'll do number 4. And we gotta do all the bioluminescence. We gotta do that, and then yeah, we'll go supersized. You know, we gotta make a big one. All right. There he is. Not super ugly, but you know, is what it is. All right. So that's species 2. He's like, I'm going over here and check out these guys because they look big. Yeah, he's going to make friends. Look at that. He's like, I'm going to go hang out with this guy. I didn't give him a buddy. I only put one down so far. So, yeah, he's like lonely. Decides to go hang out with the other animals. So, let's get a new buddy over there. Species 3. Actually, which species is this? The deer. This is the deer. So, deer and... I think we'll do the third variant. Oh. We'll do variant 5 for this one. Yeah. Let me go ahead and find that variant 5. All right, get that one. All right, so it's a deer. I'll go with brown, typical deer type color. I'll go with that. It's kind of white. And then I got a bunch of those skin patterns, so we'll just use that. I'll throw that one in there. Oh, wait. Duh. Gotta get size and maximum glowage. We gotta have them glowy. That's not too bad. Kind of like the skin pattern color does help stand out a bit. I really don't see the color B on him that much, though. I even think about looking at what my current stockpile of tokens is at. All right, so that was number 3. Now we're gonna get species 4, which is the snoober beetle. That was only from loot stuff. It took forever to find it. I think we'll do variation 5 again. That's the full-blown, gets a little bit of everything. Yeah. Might just do variation 5 on the rest of them. Need a good color scheme for the beetle. Well, we got plenty of those. So that. I don't get a lot of color Bs, it looks like. That last one didn't really stand out anyway, so we'll just skip it. We'll get the skin pattern. Skin pattern 5. And then I got variant 5. Size of 5. I'll make these the big boys. And then bioluminescence. Oh, it won't let me do that. I think at one point it let me do that. Like not put full traits in, but now it's like, nope, you gotta put in a second one. Which is kind of a problem when I'm not getting as many color B options. All right. Big ol' horn, 2 little stalks, and then this back shield thingy for that variation. I think I just want to go ahead and make sure they are going to be fed sufficiently. That's weird. I went here and it just suddenly said, oh, you're not going to do that. No. So I'm going to take 2 more down there. Take those. And let's get the traits. So that was the Snoober, number 4, which is, I think, yeah, the only one I had of those. So we're going to do number 5, which is the big ox looking one. I think this one will do variation 4. I only have the one of those too, so all right, we're gonna go with the brown. And then something nicer, because I think this will be the horns. So we'll do the one of those that I have. Need something a little bit more stand out for color B, I think. You know, I got plenty of skin pattern 5, so I'll do that. Size of 5 and bioluminescence. I'm actually getting a little low on the number 10. All right. Instead of doing it right at the very end, we'll just toss one here. Like that. There's that. That's actually not too bad. The skin pattern color affects the horns on this, so color B, I really could have done something a little bit more muted with that. I think I would actually have switched them from B to A, have like a different color, so it'd be the brighter stripes instead of these little weak looking stripes. Maybe with the toxicity update, we get a thing that lets us oh, it actually feeds all of them. Okay. So these are not really necessary, but, you know, we're going to do it anyway. Because, you know, more food. Now that one turned out pretty nice. I like the bioluminescence with the skin pattern color. They all seem to be wanting to walk up this way. Like they all want to go in that direction. All right, so that was The Oz. Muthus. Hydricus. Oh. Six-legged lizard from Humble. That's number 6. So, variant. Nobody's got any variants for that one. No pictures. So we'll go with the guesswork on that one. I guess we'll just do variant 5 again. I got enough to do the biggest and brightest on each. Variant 5. Yeah, okay. So species, we gotta get color. Starting to wonder if some of my color A's or color B's were being used for rocket stuff instead, and that's why I don't have as many of them. I'll do a darker B color so that maybe it stands out better. And then skin pattern color, brighter. That one. Oh yeah, that one. The purple biome. The ones that seriously I think of the enemy creatures in the Godzilla reboot, the first Godzilla before we did Kong and the King of Monsters one. I know I should know this name, what they are. I just can't think of it now. All right, species 7, which is Arachnid, the Qualis moon crabs. We need bright colors for them, so that was A, B, I'm gonna go ahead and grab that last bioluminescence of 10 because I'll need it for the next one. All right, I'll go ahead and do the next one. So species 8, which is the Arbatio from Selenia, the little armadillo looking ones. I should go with a darker color for A, and then a brighter color for B. Yeah, we'll go with this. Well, no, I want to save the rare skin pattern there for later. Green, or go. Variant 5, and then I got the bioluminescence. Oh. I didn't get the size. Thought I grabbed size. Okay. Last 2 creatures of each type. Then once they grow enough, I can start getting some more species types from them. So there's that little crab. Look at him. He's a spiky little crab. Oh, you can already give me okay. Wait. Your species 7. Where is... Oh, wait, sorry, I clicked the wrong way. There we go. Yeah, 8. Right, and yes. Alright, come here. I'll pet you all. Where, hey, everybody, they're just still going up here. I feel like we need a version 2 that comes with like an enclosure. Could be a bigger building type of thing, but give us like a little enclosure that they stay within so it's easier to find them to get more traits. Did I pet you? Yes, I did. I think that's all of them then. Great. So I have 8 animal shelters, 1 for each type. There we go. Not a massive increase on that, but that's fine because of how fast everything else is still going. Yeah. So I think we're good on that. That's still not hurting there, so let's go back to Selenia. Need to see how my stock of silk larva is doing. That's one thing. I want to make sure I clear those out before toxicity, because once we launch to the new planet, I'll have to either launch the rocket again and again and again to go back and forth, or I gotta finish the terraformation. So that's the only way I can do the free teleporting back and forth is to complete terraformation. So we're gonna make sure we use up all of these. All right, so we got that one going. We're going back, going up level after level. Yeah. I'll scoot back and watch this. It's like a fancy dance. You know, they're just going back and forth, grabbing all that. I will make sure I see everything kind of, that they're going to every floor, because if they're not going up past a certain point, then those are going to overflow. And I always have room to add more, like another set of rocket platforms. They do seem to be targeting that floor quite heavily, so I think that was overflowing. It might have been full or close to full, and then those are probably the same thing, filling up. Let's see. 6, 7, 8. All right, so I think it was this floor. At least it looked like it was this floor they were targeting. Oh yeah, those are full. I don't have enough rockets. I'm not running my rockets quick enough to keep up with the supply at this point. So we gotta fix that too. Yeah, I think it's time to do some trade rocket boosters. Because those are now going back there, grabbing supplies and going back. It should ideally go all the way up. And apparently it's stopping at around the 10th level right now. It might be, you know, I did last time boost the trade rocket speeds. So it might start to slowly get through that. I think I'm still going to have to build some more trade rockets. Because I am going to run out of room for silk larva, so... yeah, let's get some multipliers going. I'll get some fuses going. What am I short here? Phosphorus, I bet. Yeah, no phosphorus. Okay, I need more phosphorus. So that could be the first thing, I guess. What? Did they go through it? I guess they did. It looked like they were launching out of it as soon as I placed it down. And I'm gonna do another shuttle. Yeah. Now see, one thing I could see as being a good multiplayer option, and I don't know because I haven't done the multiplayer on this, is having two people working on two different planet maps. One person's here, one person here, like, hey, I need this. Can you know, I'm gonna request it so I can get some more of this going here. You know, you can, like, that way, if you're not using mods, you don't have to waste so much in the way of materials going back and forth, trying to launch rocket after rocket. Probably need to put a teleporter here at some point as well. Hey, why'd you do that? Why'd you stop? Well, we had a fun little event the other night. So took Timmy out to pee, and it's cold. I mean, we had a bad cold snap, and now today it's back up to like highs of 70s. So I was out there. Come on, Timmy, go pee. Come on, hurry up. And he's just sniffing around, and then I hear some crashing sound, like, you know, brush, something walking through the leaves and such. And I look over. There's a possum wading its way along the little wooded area behind my neighbor's house, and it starts to make its way in through a pile of leaves and go into the woods. And I hear it, and the first thing I'm thinking is like, okay, either it's gonna come after Timmy, or Timmy's gonna see it and we'll go after it. So I jumped down, got next to Timmy as he's peeing, and as soon as he's done peeing, he hears the crashing. Like when he's peeing, he's focused on that. But as soon as he gets finished peeing, he hears the crashing sound of it, like walking through the leaves off to the side, and he just starts to take off, but not towards it, away from it. So I had to chase him and grab him, and I picked him up. And as I'm carrying him, he's still going, he's just growling and barking like crazy as I'm carrying him. And he finally realizes where the sound's coming from, and he's just locked onto it. And he's just doing that. And I'm just holding him while he's jerking in my arm. And finally, he just kind of calmed down. And he's like, so I'm holding him. I was like, ruff. And I start barking too. And he just starts to synchronize with me too. Every time I would go, he would go, ah. And if I went woof, he'd go, ruff, ruff. He started timing in with me. So we were barking together at a possum. That was his adventure for the other night. Pick up some phosphor. Supply the phosphor. Granted, I think that possum, from the look of it, was probably about as big, if not slightly bigger, than Timmy. So I don't know how much he would have been able to do in that instance, but you know, he tried. He was ready to go at it. And I didn't think to bring any iron to add to the structure here. Alright. I need the auto launch. Demand the phosphorus. Yes. Because there is a delay, basically, of it launching to the other planet and then coming back. So the halfway mark is where it technically arrives on Prime. And all it does is swing by and drop stuff off in the little receiving thing. So there's nothing that's going to delay it as far as them on the actual receiving planet. And apparently I'm going to have to boost the production here. I may have to put another drone station over here as well. Spicy possum bark. Yes. That will be the next product. It will be, you know, spicy. Well, you know, we'll go Carolina Reaper. We'll do possum roadkill, and we'll dry it into possum jerky that is so tough. It's like bark, tree bark. Spicy possum bark. There we go. It'd be Carolina Reaper infused roadkill possum jerky bark. There you go. That will be the new product. I'll get to work on that. Pre-orders will start soon. If I get to 1 million pre-orders, we'll make it happen. It'll be like a reverse Kickstarter. Or a Kickstarter that's not on Kickstarter. You know, the surprising part is somewhere somebody would seriously actually choose to buy that. Even if I said flat out, this is a roadkill possum. So we're being environmentally friendly by cleaning up roadkill instead of leaving it for carrion birds and such to do it. You know, we're cleaning up the roadkill. People will still buy it. Somewhere somebody's gonna be like, roadkill possum. All right, iron for a platform improvement. And I'm just gonna go ahead because I'm sure I'm gonna be going back out there a bit more. That and a drone station. I'm gonna take a drone station because I just want to have some of them park over there and let it balance out how much is needed. There we go. We'll go to the cookie farm this time. Let's see how this is doing. Okay, not backed up. Okay, that's overflowing. So yeah, still gotta do some more rockets here as well. You know, I did plan around the idea I could do a second floor there, but I think instead of doing that, I could just do like, because I've got the ends where I think I can at least make it fit for 2 sets, because I've been doing 8 trade rockets in each group, so it works with the optimizers most effectively. So that's, you know, 4 on each side back to back. I could probably fit on each end 2 groups. So that'd be 16. I think I could make it fit 64 additional trade rockets here. And then, instead of doing a second floor initially, just go and boost the production of everything with the grow fuses. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we'll just do it like that. So now they can hang out here and not have such a far trip. There we go. I was like, how can I make this work? I did. Phospho RS. Oh, that worked. It works. It's the actual, like, basically the spelling. Phospho RS. Yes. Like Toys R Us. The most perfect name for this location that could ever be created. That, you have to give me credit on that. That is the most perfect name for this spot possible. Can't pick a better one than that. I think my the robots are not producing fast enough. Okay, how the water rocket see this? 75 seconds. I wonder if that's produced, modified by the production fuses. If it is, I could really crank that up. I still have that oddball robot that I cannot get to because it's inside the terrain. But I could at least expand that little group to 8 and have a optimizer going there. I think I want to yeah, we'll go ahead and I'll put that for sure. And I'm gonna take some fuses. And we'll do an optimizer. Just to see if it actually works. If it works, I may redo those. I think it should place, even without disabling constraints, it should place on the platform and be functional. Yeah, so I could literally just expand the platform here, place that group of them, and be a little bit easier to deal with. Oh, come on. You know what? I just want to test it. 43. All right, so it does work. So I need some iron again. All right. Yeah, I'm just gonna take care of it myself. You drones are slacking on the job. Okay. So, boom. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll supply all. This will be easier. And with that, I probably could fit another one in the middle, and then like 1 or even 2 more behind. I'm kind of at that point. I don't think it's gonna make that big of a difference, because let's see, 75 seconds to 60 seconds, so that's 15 seconds off right there, to 50 seconds, so we go from 15 to 10 to 7. So 15, 10, 7, another 3. I'm gonna get down to where I'm like reducing it by 1 second for a fuse. Granted, overall, long run, that will be helpful, but I think it'll just be better go ahead and put another 4 of these out here and be done with it, and have that producing enough. See how much I got coming. Nobody hanging out here. 35 or 30 something on the that. I'm not even using all of them. You know what? This way I don't have to worry about it. As I should do. I mean, you know what? Let's do zeolite just so I can get some of that out of there. It's not being produced here, but you know, at least get it out of there. I was actually about to just go ahead and I'm gonna get a few other things, and then we'll have like the overflow at the end. Like maybe the last ones here be like an overflow style, like what would do in Minecraft, where the stuff that has no categorization goes to there and just gets kind of combined in. In this case, to do that, have it being the lowest priority for some things. Oh, phytoplankton. Okay. So hopefully that's gonna help. Still see meteors going. I'm just go ahead and do another 4 robots, and we'll do one more optimizer. I got plenty of fuses. Making money. Because I want to make sure I have plenty of phosphorus for making quartz. This should get me some drones to come and stay over here, because it'll just be steady enough. Hopefully. And one more. You know what, let's go by one at a time. So what? 8 machines, right? Right? What? Hold on a second. What's happening here? 8 machines. Do these count as 2? Because that's... Oh, there we go. That's a weird bug. I had not seen that before. Where it would not activate on them until I took a fuse out. Alright, so 43 seconds. Okay. 38 seconds. So it was 15, reduced by 15 for the first fuse, reduced by 10 for the second fuse, reduced by 7 for the third fuse. Now we've reduced by 5 to another 5. Okay. So that's kind of where I guess maybe getting to a minimal point. To 3. So we're down to less than half of what it was. But again, kind of getting to that point possibly of, you know, I mean, the returns are so diminishing, it would almost be not worth it to just go ahead and put any more here. I think I need to bring a stack of drones here. These still haven't, oh, one launched. Okay. Oh, I don't have a stack of drones hanging out here. They're all at the cookie place. Right? Yep. And out doing stuff, I guess. There. Alright, stay here. Really, I don't need 10 here. I could do it with like 2 that was just stay here and do their job. They're just not doing their job. So I put... Okay, something is bugging them because they're not even taking them out to come right here and do this. There we go. 2 launches. Maybe that will start to work correctly after this. Right, so now cookies. Yeah. I may take these out in the end. But yeah, I think I could do it like right here. One row for walking space, and then just start building 4, and another 4, 4, another 4. I could do it on that side. That should fit easily before the edge. Then I could do that on this side. So that would be 64 trade rockets, not counting those 4 there. Yeah, 64 trade rockets. A little bit further transfer range than, you know, it could be, but I mean, it'd be 1 to each corner. And then I just have to fuss with a lot of optimizers, but each of these, I could fill the whole area around each one with optimizers. It would cover the 8 closest, which should be, even placing there, that should cover this one before it covers that one. We're gonna make the cookie farm worthwhile and not have to build another floor to it. I won't have to buy more cookies or cocoa and wheat seeds. I don't want to buy more seeds. We're gonna make this work without more seeds. Oh, and first I probably need to fix the power over there because my power is not exactly in the best setup. So this is gonna take a second because it's gotta calculate all the power changes. I know I've got at least 2 over there. There might be 3. I'm not sure, but I know I've got at least 2 of these over there. And I think I've got an optimizer. But I'm going to go ahead and do another optimizer. Because that will make sure I'm taken care of. Now let's see how I'm doing now. Oh, yes. Look at that. All those. Take those out. There. Aha! Nope. Yeah, look at all that. I'm just pleased I have that much in the way of you know, the different quartzes without having to go and farm them from Rex. Okay. So, I'll grab some food and water real quick. And now, how am I going to do this? Because I got power there. I feel like I want to put it here. I could build it off of that side because I'm really not needing any more recyclers at the moment. Yeah, like that. It's gonna look funny, but it's okay. What I'll do. Yeah, see how much faster these build right here, where I don't have a ton of items consuming power right now. so it does not lag up as much. Oh yeah, there we go. Let's see, power. I might be good now. Oh, I did have more than that. Okay, I was off. I kind of want to take a chance of disabling my teleporter. Because I don't want to have to go and climb back up there. All right, then we'll throw, just do it like this for now. Okay. See how I'm doing. Oh yeah, I'm holding, actually I've got more production now. So that should be fine. I should be able to rip out the rest of these and then transport them over. And it's time to do a lot of trade rockets. Oh boy, it's gonna be a lot of trade rockets. Wrong one. I'm kind of thinking now. Now we got so many different places to do this, you know, this kind of stuff. Again, the silk is nice because you can do it anywhere. You know, silk generators, you just need the silk larva. Aqualis produces a lot of stuff for that. I feel like if I absolutely was starting over at this point, I would... Okay, now I'm getting delay on that. I would probably do prime and then humble, and you know, I'd have to look at what the items are that you get, but I almost want to say I would do Aqualis before Selenia, or maybe even do Aqualis before humble, for the simple fact that I could set it up again, producing phosphorus, gotta do that, but also producing the silk larva here, which means I wouldn't have to have the incubators as much. I mean, granted, you could still do the incubators, and that would get you by, but this way you wouldn't have to worry about it. You just get silk larva ready to go. All right, Jenny, we'll see you after you eat. I guess, you know, if the auto sequence DNA was working fine without causing me to lag up every 2.5 seconds, I wouldn't even worry about the Aqualis setup, because I could literally just go put what I needed here and it would auto sequence for me anyway. Even without doing that, this setup, while a pain to do it manually and have to keep doing it, is easy enough. I would save Aqualis for at least after humble. And then whatever the new planet is, kind of, if I was starting over, I would pick one planet that I just don't care to ever have to really go there. I want to set it up, not have to go there. Obviously, humble is good because of certain things being available in larger quantities than you can get other places, to allow for the pulsar quartz to be produced more readily. But other than that, you know, I'm not so big on humble. We'll have to see what Toxicity planet provides. as far as special. I'm kind of feeling like Selenia would be that one. Okay, I'm gonna go there, and even if I just do the incubator thing to make the silk larva, I'll turn Selenia into the main shipping planet. Like, okay, it's going to provide selenium for, you know, production. It's going to ship stuff off with the shuttles, and beyond that, its main focus is going to be the silk generators, and just giving myself as much room as possible. Like, okay, I'm gonna build over here this little structure, that's my main thing, and then I'm just gonna keep this main area open for the silk and all the trade rockets I'm gonna need. And then, whereas I've got the cookie farm going on Aqualis, just because I wanted something there, I would honestly, instead of building it on Aqualis, I would just do all that stuff as well. It's like, okay, I'm gonna do the cookie farm too. Well, I'm gonna do that on Selenia. I would do all of those on Selenia, so the majority of the drone traffic, all that lag would happen on Selenia, and I would just go there when I need to build out more for the trade rockets. And then I would have Humble, yeah, trading the Pulsar Quartz because of the production capabilities there. But beyond that, I wouldn't have to do any. I wouldn't be trading with Silk here. I wouldn't have those going here. I would just have that elsewhere. And I may honestly, I may end up moving that stuff to Humble. Actually, I may do that. Move that to Selenia, so I don't even have the big trade rocket stuff going here because I don't need it here. And that might help a little bit with the performance that I'm seeing here. Circuit boards. Okay, I need a bunch of circuit boards. See, it's 4 by 4. 4 and 4 is like 8, 16, 64 rocket platforms, which means 192 circuit boards, right? I think, yeah. Oh, come on. I got rapid fire click just so it will actually click. Okay. That one. That should be it. Yeah, 192. So now I just need 64 of the other items. Yeah. All right, get back to producing some things. You've had a nice little break. You can now work. All right. And, you know, because I've just got so much of this here. Yeah, this is gonna be, I'm either gonna drain all my power, have to stop, come back to get more power supplies, or I'm gonna get this built. We'll start on this end because I've already got the extra room. So let's go ahead and put that down, make sure I've got it in place. I think that will work. Like that. Yeah. And that. Perfect. Okay. So. Yeah. Actually, no, we're going to move it back one more. I got a lot of iron across a lot of places, so not an issue to double up. And actually, that's too many. Yeah. Oh, yeah. And that's just going facing towards the middle. That's not counting the next row behind. Okay, maybe I need to look at this. I mean, if I only do 32 rockets for this farm should be hopefully enough. Yeah, we're gonna stick with it the way I'm doing it here. Wait, I like the extra little walking space there. Like how you see it links there like that. So I could do it where, I guess I could do it that way where instead of having the stairs, I just literally walk out to it. I mean, it's funny that it locks it in place. Like, oh, this works fine, but you know, just, you know, the stairs being in the middle is kind of, you know, not a problem at all. Fine, we'll just do it this way. Why is that not working? Why are you not, like, you work there? Okay, that makes no sense. That really made no sense right there. Why is that not working in that spot, but it works floating in the air? Oh, and that one decided to place a little bit too far back. And that one works fine. Okay. Not sure on that, but let's go ahead and get these. Yeah. That at least will take care of whatever supply issues I have. That one's already launching, which means I did have a build up, and I just heard another one. Okay, so yeah, I am producing a lot more cookies than those rockets I had could handle. I think I've got enough now, so that is fine. I'll just build the rest of these. And then we'll stick with just the 32. Well, let's see how this looks. It will snap going that way, so I'll just a little bit more iron platform like that. Yeah, okay, this works. I'll just build them all here. I'll build the full stack, we'll call it, right here. Okay. And with this stack finished, the other sides will be just the one-sided. So 40. I'll get 40 built right now. At least. I'm gonna see if I can do the full setup. 64. But I am going to have to go grab some more iron. I apparently did not bring enough. And then it'll be a question of growth fuses. How much can I boost through growth fuses? And then, of course, with the growth fuses, the good thing is all the auto crafting for the first round is over there. Here's the auto crafting for the other rounds. So it shouldn't be a problem. And then it comes down to drones. Yeah, there we go. So that on each end. That should be good enough as far as the cookie farm. I mean, yeah, I could still build another layer on top, but I could just do fuses on everything, optimizers all around, and that should be enough. Okay, so past this point, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That should be it. That'll work. I can make this fit. Okay. Yeah. We're gonna go until I get a warning that I have no power. Oh, I wasn't doing. I gotta do it. Yeah. Gotta give one little gap at least. Yeah, that'll work. Right now, this is going to slow the cookie earnings down because it's going to split them up, I know, imbalanced, which means I'm going to have a whole bunch of rockets sitting there. They're short like a handful of cookies before they launch. But that's okay, because I am making most of my money from the silk fabric production. This is just to see what we can do to make a cookie farm worthwhile. And just again, say I did it. Obviously, you look at the amount of space I'm using for this. And all the extra planning I'm having to do to try to tweak this. Silk generator setup is so much easier and honestly more effective. Just keep stacking higher and higher, and then it becomes a case of figuring out where to put the trade rockets, really. Like, honestly, actually, you know, that would be a Qualis. I I did the big trade setup for the silt generator on Selenia because I want to build as high as I can for that tower. But honestly, if I had to redo it, this would be the ideal place to do this kind of thing. Even the silt, because hey, you're already producing silt larvae here. Instead of shipping them off world, just collect them here. And then you got all this open water. If it wasn't for just location being where it is, build, you know what, build your base over here if that's, you know, you're worried about transporting stuff out. Build the base here so you can produce the phosphorus to send off world to the other places. And then you have water if you want to do, like, okay, we're going to do the tier 3 fertilizer here and ship it to, and then you have the silk farm built here. Now you see how much room I'm taking up right here is this little area. So you could build a big silk farm. You know, here's the silk tower. All of these get produced, sent into a storage spot where you basically just grab all your other stuff, the water, the oxygen, come here, and well, all your other stuff you need from the other world, ship extra stuff in here, and then boom, you're building this, not even a single tower. You could build multiple towers for silt generators and just keep stacking higher and higher. And then it becomes just this row after row of trade rockets. And that really becomes what the holdup is the trade rockets, like it is already for me. But do it here because you got plenty of room to build, and you don't have to worry about obstacles in your building. Trade rocket platforms will snap on a floating foundation. So yeah, just the better place to do it. I mean, for all I'm doing right here, I could have a single tower here going up and then just start doing the same thing, just building row after row back and out, bigger and bigger. And it's all about trade rockets. And then the towers where all the larvae are being used for the silt gens. And then you have all your generators, all your silt generators. You want to do the cookie farm, all that here. The bulk of your rockets are here. So all that tracking, animation stuff is being handled on one planet map. And, you know, you just, you don't have to worry about that, the FPS hit on your other maps. Your other maps could be more about producing other stuff. I'm hoping the new Toxicity map, once everything's terraformed and looking nice, that is going to be the most attractive looking world map. And that would be kind of like, okay, this is where I want to build the nicer map where I want to spend most of my time, kind of base setup, with production being everywhere else. And that where you're worried about, oh, I'm losing all the frame rates everywhere else, but here I am on this nice map and I'm not losing so much frame rate because everything that would be causing it is elsewhere. I do hope it ends up being the nicer world, so at least on this save I can have a nice looking base area, something fancy without killing the frame rate, and have all my frame rate stuff elsewhere. Hey, look, those are no longer launching. I don't have... I'm gonna take these out. No demand. Yeah. No demand. Turn off the demand. There we go. How long? Okay, that's gonna take a moment. I've got time. I'll just take those out. I don't remember the exact amount, but I was around 91,000 unused power when I started this. After I got, you know, all the power stuff moved and redone. So it'd be interesting to see how much I have consumed with this expansion here. Obviously, not enough to cause power drain. You know, something I would like to see an option for that is something in other games, and I'm just thinking of it because I've been playing Ark just for funsies. And one of the things is you can go in, and when you're in the radial menu for a dinosaur, or you know, one of your tamed creatures, you change a bunch of stuff. You can then copy those behavior settings, things like that, to other nearby tames of the same type. That would be really useful. Say, you know, it doesn't have to be super far range. You know, it might not be where it affects only, like, if I did this one, it could affect all of these, but not affect the ones on the other side there. I get some water real quick. Now I got like little steps I can take. That way I wouldn't only have to go to one, say enable demand cookie, and then apply settings to nearby or mirror settings, copy settings, whichever way you want to say it, to nearby trade rockets. And it would be only a certain ones, a certain range. And it wouldn't have to be super far. It'd just be the ones that are here. Or any of them that are physically touching, you know. You do it that way. To connected trade rockets. So that'd be like all the ones that are physically attached. I come here, I say that, set everything, copy it, and it copies to all of those. Now I do this, copies to all of those. That would give you the ability to you know, quickly replicate your settings across a obviously connected group of rockets and not having to do it manually on each one. And it'd just be that quality of life thing. Maybe that's something we can get with either the DLC release or a hot fix for the DLC once it hits and we've got people reporting bugs and such. Okay, it should be all of them done exactly the same. Okay. I mean, these should have no problems. That was the first set. Some of these have already started coming back, so yeah. Now I just gotta put some growth fuses in. No supply. Or no demand. There we go. Yes. All right. Now it's just producing more cookies. I do think I am going to take all of these and just move those rockets to Selenia. Yeah, I got it already set up on Selenia. I don't want to have to move all that. But I think I will end up moving these. Start by like, okay, start top floor, move all, like break it all down, take it over there, drop it off, like building it at Selenia, move up another level. Keep going like I've been doing. This will supply the next few levels at Selenia. That comes out. I don't have to worry about the power here. All of that silk gets, actually, you know, let me check and see how much fabric I have over here. So I should have an overflow. I've got enough for me to do what I need. And, you know, I've got these producing silk to fill that up so I can start. Yeah, let's make some fabric again, you know, just go turn on something to produce some fabric. That's all I gotta do. I think that might have been what this was for, and then I repurposed it. So yeah, start making me some silk or fabric. Yeah, go. Should go again. Yeah. So it'll start making me fabric that I could then dump in here. So there we go. What is it supplying? Everything. All right, yeah. Turn that. And it's already taking it to feed that. Yeah, I think I'm gonna end up taking that out. That'll just cut down a little bit of the FPS loss here. Growth multiplier. Quasar quartz. That's why I wanted the phosphorus. Need a lot of quasar quartz. Bioplastic nuggets, not a big deal. I should have a good amount of those. That's another thing about Qualis. With that, it's got a spot for producing bioplastic nugget there too. So I could almost, I got silkworms being produced there. Produces phosphorus. You got the phosphorus for the quasar quartz, and bioplastic nugget for. Technically, you could expand. You could build a setup on Aqualis just to produce the quasar quartz and produce it right in with silk larva that are being produced there. Tier 3 fertilizer being produced there. Only thing is the solar quartz and circuit boards. Have everything there, just go and get the fuse cartridges made like here. And then I can just mass produce growth multiplier fuses too. Let's see, how many fuse cartridges? I got 8. I've got some growth multiplier ones too, so all the production ones I can buy, the energy ones I can buy. I think, you know, I've got to go back. I gotta look and see the layout again, because it's been a week since I worked on that and I'm not feeling my best. So, oh, and that comes out. Let's go over here. Okay. Oh, yeah. And well, that is going to get a boost, but I did forget to look. 65. Well, even with that one, maybe getting a little boost, I'm producing a good bit. that was something like, yes, 70,000, I think. So I went up 25,000 with just the trade rockets. See how this is doing. Oh, that's actually shipping out steadily now. That's good. Because I'm about to use... oh, I am actually producing too much on some of these, and my drones are not doing what they're supposed to be doing, which is dropping stuff off. Great. Okay. Thank you. That is a huge improvement there. The drones are slacking big time. Okay. I've got an idea. Okay, I don't have the thing. I don't have circuit boards. Yes, I can make one. All right, I'll make the one on that. Boom. Okay, those are all launched. So what I'm going to do now is right here. Demand only phosphorus, but we're going to put it at very low. I don't want overflow going to, like, you know what, we'll just change it to low. And then when I see those, I'll do them as high. And that way, that will keep it going on auto, but I'll also have it where I can just manually take it back. Yeah, all right, so cookies are us. I'll dump that. I mean, from nothing getting shipped hardly to that. That's a very nice upgrade. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, hang on. 1, 2, 3. Okay, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8. So we'll start with 8 per section. 8 optimizers per section. So yeah, again, I need 32 optimizers. So 32 optimizers with 3 fuses each, just to get the full section with 1 optimizer. Yeah, I think, oh, look at that. That's actually, wow, just that one little boost. A few more robots went from, well, I had the 1, 3, I went from 1 to 8 right there, plus 2 optimizers. Yeah, that works. That, the overflow, that will help. So that is going to massively help with this, because everything else, algae, silk, all that is, I've got more than enough. So let's just start with, instead of the full 8 per 8 optimizers, maybe, I'll start with the 3 in the inside row. So that would be 12. And then the outside row will be the additional 20. So 12 optimizers with 3 each. I need 36 fuses. I have 19. So that's 27. Oh, the wrong thing. Oh, fuse cartridge. Okay, perfect. So that is organized. Okay, I need 1 more fuse cartridge and then 2 more growth cartridges. That worked out. 36 growth multipliers and that was 3 per section, 4 sections for 12 optimizers. We'll see how much faster this starts to produce cookies. Yeah, see that? More complication there to make the growth multiplier fuses than just production fuses, which I can readily buy as I start making more tokens. You know, I start getting more tokens, I go buy more multiplier fuses, production fuses, and that's it. It's obviously much simpler with the silk generator, but said I'm going to do this. So we're just gonna go through each of these, and we're gonna set this up. I want to see just how smoothly this works. Again, I think next save, I'm just gonna do the silk generators only. Unless Toxicity gives us something new. We might have something else with Toxicity that gives us a better option. Some better money-making arrangement. Maybe we get some new tokens. Forget the tokens. We're gonna get Planet Crafter Crypto. Planet Coin. There we go. Planet Coin. You know, it'll have a fluctuating value based on something. I don't know. You can do it in the game based on your your terraformation index on the planet it's on. So you want to generate those on a planet with a really good terraformation index, which means you obviously want to build the infrastructure to expand your terraformation index as much as possible on the planet, so you can, you know, and that, oh god, that would still be an interesting thing, because it'd be based, if it's based on the planet you're on the map and your terraformation index on the map. Obviously your first map, your starting planet, is going to be your best one until you know, let's say, okay, I'm going to use Aqualis for all my trading, so I want to really ramp up Aqualis and make it like the biggest one in terms of terraformation index production all across, because I've got room to do that. You know, build all my terraformation stuff maybe out that way on that area, just build it out. A lot of water for the fish farms, build platforms for the earth stuff, and then, you know, you got your main base away from all the butterflies and such, so you don't get the lag, and then away from the silk farm producing thing. And so you have Aqualis ending up being your highest terraformation index, which is obviously not the case for me. And that way the planet coin, and this is just me speculating, coming up with an idea, the planet coin has more value on this world because of the terraformation index. Though that would kind of give you a cheating option. Just not even worry about terraformation index, just get it up to what you need to max out and complete the map, and set up all your stuff here producing the planet coin, which is a actual like item you carry in inventory and stacks, say, indefinitely in your inventory. There, like, there's no limit to it. It's just like a, maybe here's your wallet, you know, your planet coin wallet, and it's just whatever value, and you just have it. And then so you have it here, you got all this stuff trading, you're getting all this planet coin from your trades, and then you go to your original planet, the one that you completed first, and now suddenly your planet coin is worth so much more because your terraformation index is so much higher, because that was your starting one. That's the one you did first, and you optimized to get a lot of terraformation growth. And same thing I've done is the rockets, just keep doing a lot of rockets to where this world is my highest value one right now, and I haven't even done all the rockets I normally would do on this planet because I was worried about the other planets. See? That 4.1 PTI, everything else is TTI. So I could just grab all the trading stuff and come here to use it, and it would have the most value here. Yeah, that would be problematic if you did it based off your terraformation index on a single planet. If you did it off the system index, then the system index is obviously going to keep growing, which means the value per coin would grow. So they would have to tie it where this would have to pull some kind of real world information to create a properly balanced value. If they did decide to add something like, instead of just tokens, now you have planet coin, so it becomes a real world trade value and not actually trading off of a real crypto. I mean, I guess they could do it off of real crypto. They wanted to do that based around something like, oh, it's based off real world value of Satoshi, which is a piece of a Bitcoin, or a real world value of a Litecoin or Monero. It could do something like that where it pulls the current, when you load the game, it pulls the current value of that, assuming you got internet access. If it doesn't have, you don't have internet at the moment, it pulls whatever the last saved value was, and then you have this planet coin that can be traded as well. You just have to carry a little planet coin wallet, and it'd be, obviously, I mean, I guess maybe you could trade it for tokens to buy tokens, which would be kind of interesting because it would be a fluctuating value on the coin to the token, but also using the tokens to buy the coin. Oh, it might be unnecessarily complicated to add something like that, though. That would be kind of cool to have it be like they've got their own fake crypto in the game, and it pulls real world crypto data to create it, you know, to value it. All right, so that was all of my fuse cartridges, all of my growth multiplier fuses that I had available to create the first ring that I made, the three sets on each corner. The optimizer is not the problem, it's the fuses. So I need to make another, there's 5 on each corner, so it's 20 optimizers, 3 fuses each. So I gotta make 60 growth multiplier fuses for the next row. Let's see how much that is going. Okay, I'm still doing all right there. Doing okay there for sure. That I'm not even barely using on this. This is mostly solar and quasar, which are producing quite readily. I'm gonna take these out so I can go ahead and refill my stock a bit for this. And yeah, 20 more optimizers, 3 fuses each, so I need 60 fuses. I almost kind of want to start making like fuse cartridges. You know what? Yeah, let's do that. Let's do, because this will make 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, great. And this, of course, is going to, it's supplying everything. No, stop. Go away. Stop supplying everything. I don't need that throwing my count off. There we go. Oh, welcome back, Jenny. Sorry, I had my mind going in a thought direction of like what we could add to the game. I'm doing quite well, not coughing my head off. All right, so I'm gonna get at least up to that point. I'll go ahead and craft a bunch myself. Let's see. Oh, that was smooth. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that will be it. When that hits the 10 count, taking them out, that can make me, I'm actually gonna, you know what? Let's just, I'll go ahead and put it back to that. I need to make one fuse. One fuse. All right. That means I can just spam this, assuming I have everything else. Oh yeah. Got silk. You know, I got the quasar quartz. Nuggets. Doing good on nuggets. Because I should have more than enough on mushroom. Well, I had more than enough on mushrooms. I apparently just burned through a bunch of it. That's fine. I can do that. Okay. Phosphorus. Fertilizer tier 3 is still going good because I got plenty of phosphorus going now. All right. So I should be able to just rapid fire click until, yes, no more fuses. There we go. That is perfect. I'll actually just go ahead and turn this back on in case I do need that to produce anything. Vein. You mentioned that one, and I think I added that to my wish list. But again, we got Tuesday, the Toxicity DLC comes out for this, so I'm definitely jumping on that. Yeah, Vein, I remember seeing that one. I can't remember if you mentioned it first or if I saw it before that. But, you know, it's another survival sandbox, like post-apocalyptic. Obviously, that theme is not going away anytime soon. Kind of wish it would, you know, we get some different ones coming. Another one you might want to check out, Jenny. Okay, I see you've already got on your list that you want the game. If Sun Sets, that's one that has got my attention a little bit because it does kind of have an interesting, what looks to be a mix as far as viewpoints and the defense part. So that's another one I'm kind of like, I've got on my list, kind of watching and see how it goes. I see Vein is very positive. If Sun Sets is mostly positive right now. But yeah, I've got Toxicity is what I'm waiting on this, and then Star Rupture, which we still have listed for 1 of 26. So we are just under 2 months away for that too. The Last Caretaker. I have not seen that one yet, I don't think. It's got good reviews. 80% positive right now. Sci-fi. Do like the more futuristic vibe. Usually that means good for automation. You know, you get futuristic stuff, you get automation. You get low-tech stuff, you don't get as much in the way of automation. It's got a demo. Have you played the demo yet, Jenny? I'm assuming you haven't. It says it's got a demo. I see somebody said it says they already own the game, so either they got an early access. They already bought it, and yeah, you could do the demo. Have you played the demo? Okay, I'm gonna add it to my list. I may try to do a demo test on it later. I am still kind of having some fun in Ark at the moment. I haven't burned out on it yet, so when I burn out on Ark, that's when I'll definitely be looking for something else. Though I have been trying to actually make use of my Steam Deck as not so much a Steam Deck. It's actually been, I've been using it more like the Steam machine, the new one that they, you know, the desktop for plugging up to your TV. I've basically just been running my Steam Deck with the TV. And I've been trying to play it a little bit more, mainly on games that I know favor, or at least for me, favor the controller style rather than using keyboard and mouse. Though I do have to say, I'm interested in seeing how people like the Steam machine when it actually comes out, getting more details on it, because I've been thinking about the idea of not just the Steam Deck, but actually getting me like a little mini PC for TV gaming, TV style gaming, mainly because I've used Apple TVs for years. I'm on my second one, and I keep thinking, like, you know, I probably will have to replace the one I have soon, because they're gonna get too buggy, too slow and problematic, just because it's always on, pretty much. Or I'm going to need something just because I upgrade and want to have better quality on it. And I don't use the Apple TV for gaming. I know you can get games with that. I just don't care for it. I'd rather play like my Steam style games. So I've been kind of thinking of actually building me or buying a new gaming oriented PC setup for my TV. So the Steam machine is interesting in that regard, because it'd be nice to have it where I could do both the gaming and then dump out of, if you know, like on Steam Deck and such, Steam OS, you go desktop mode. So having it where I could, you know, jump if desktop mode is necessary to do it, go in there and be able to pull up, you know, whatever streaming service I want from that. You know, I'm looking for an idea of having just a regular, something more capable and more ideally for me repairable for use as my home theater PC, because I could do more than the Apple TV allows me to do, and I would only have to have the one input. One thing I do like with Apple TV is occasionally, if I need to, I can stream something from my iPad to the TV. But I actually bought it's a little dongle, just a wireless HDMI dongle. It plugs into USB, and it acts as a AirPlay receiver. I got it for my old monitor that I used to have here before I got my ultra wide, because it just sits over to the side. I was going to use it as like a little makeshift display where I could have something play off my iPad to it, and it works very well. I haven't actually used it as much as I thought I would, and it was like a $40 device, so I'm not hurting because I bought it compared to, you know, do an Apple TV. I just thought that with that I could still have the way to AirPlay, but also have the option of, now I can, if I get me a home theater PC, kind of like what the Steam machine would be, I could maybe start playing more games on the TV, you know, instead of just what the Steam Deck can handle, what can be controller based. I could set me up a whole little setup for the TV. Like, you know, I play Ark on this because it works fine. I mean, that was one of the early games I got for my previous setup. My original PC, when I started the channel, I got Ark and it could barely run it. So I was like, all right, I'm going to play this later. And then I built my new one, and then that one ran it well, but game was buggy. Still is. And now it runs fine. Now are you talking specifically like old Ark or the Ark Ascended? Because I know with Ascended, they obviously bumped some requirements with that. As always they do with any new game. Hey, we just increased the requirements for everything. Like, there's one, I can't remember who it is, but David Does Tech, his channel, he shows it on some of his gaming videos, where he's like doing like a demo of something. And I don't think ETA Prom has ever done it on any of his videos, but I know David Does Tech stuff. His channel, he did one earlier where he was talking about a a liquid cooler setup for a graphics card, and it was, I can't remember which one it was, but he was mentioning how even the best GPUs can tend to struggle with this game in 4K, and just because of the detail level they have on it. And it's not Cyberpunk, it's Stalker or something like that Stalker game. I can't remember what it's called now. But yeah, you got even some of the best GPUs. Now, it's back to the Crisis thing of, can it run this, you know? That's why I've been thinking, I almost bought me a new laptop, a gaming laptop recently, because I had some money to burn, and I couldn't think of anything else to upgrade. I keep wanting to upgrade my desk because I want a sit-to-stand, like adjustable height desk, but I don't want to get rid of this desk if I can avoid it. This desk, they don't make anymore. And it is a music desk, like production-oriented desk. But I would like to get me a new sit-to-stand desk so that, you know, after I've been sitting here for 3 hours streaming, I can stand for a little bit. Or I could even do that during the stream. And it just came down to, like, I was about to buy that and do some upgrading, but I was like, well, where do I put this desk? Because I don't have room for it to sit anywhere. I don't want to sell it, because you can't buy them anymore. You can buy knockoffs, but not the ones of actually, like, studio grade quality. And so I decided, instead of doing that, I was like, well, I don't need anything for this setup, so I was gonna buy maybe a new laptop, something that has more RAM in it, because while I do have 16 gigs of RAM in my laptop I use the most, and it's sufficient. I was wanting something I'd get at least 32, if not 64 gigs, because I do different requirements with that, and I was wanting something that might have a good GPU, NPU type of component, because I want to be able to do like some light AI running on it kind of thing. But ultimately, I was like, you know, even if I get that, I'm not going to run Windows on it. I'm going to run Linux on it. And Linux works fine with the SteamOS, you know, stuff, but I haven't tested enough with like regular Ubuntu or something as far as some of the games I like to play. So it was one of those, you know, I buy it and I'm going to use it for stuff other than gaming, but if I start using it for gaming, it still comes to a case of, yeah, I could stream a game off of this desktop for better quality if the laptop couldn't handle it. But it still comes down to, for most games, especially modding wise, it's so much easier to do the modding on Windows and not worry about certain differences and compatibility issues with Linux. You can get it to work, but sometimes it doesn't for the Linux version very well, or you have extra problems. Plus, most people are going to be playing Windows, despite the recent privacy issues that Microsoft has caused with Windows updates, especially for 11. So yeah, it is one of these. I decided just to stick with my desktop as it is right now, even though for most part I'm not. I mean, even right now, so far I've seen 19% as the highest on my usage right now for everything that's going. If I was still using my previous system and I was about to upgrade, I would honestly, for my use, I would not build me just a new gaming desktop like this. I would build me a server with a good graphics card, good processor, and plenty of storage and redundancy on that storage, so I don't have to worry about breaking as much. And I'll just run a virtualized copy of Windows for gaming. Literally, I've seen people done this before, where they just make a virtual machine for their gaming stuff. They dedicate the GPU to that virtual machine, and then they run USB and like HDMI, whatever, linked out. Even if it's from another room, they'll run that out to where they want their desk at, and basically have their keyboard, mouse, everything, and they're like, the PC is not actually in the room, it's in this other room running virtually on this server, and the server can do other stuff while you're not gaming. You know, it keeps it from wasting that power consumption, because this does use a lot of power. My power bill definitely went up as a result of this. And I feel like that's what I'm going to do next time, is instead, because I'm not a have to have it 4K maximum. Like, I just want the game to play well first and foremost. If I was trying to run this full 4K, then you see where I'm at right now. I'm like sitting here bouncing down to 35, 45 FPS because of all the stuff I've got going in the game, and it drops even lower in some spots. I'm not worried about 4K on this. That's not my priority. So, you know, gaming laptop would be good and would probably work well enough for me in most cases, but that's one reason why I like the idea of next time I won't build a dedicated gaming desktop. It will be a virtual gaming system that I use for gaming. I just gotta figure out how I would do recording with that effectively. And then, you know, the advantage with that is it would be available. Just leave it on because the server's on all the time, doing other stuff, running other things. And then, you know, my Steam Deck, I could Steam Link and play something more involved through Steam Link. I could do that with the Steam machine. Oh, the Steam machine or whatever I have for my TV setup can't handle it. I'll Steam Link it from the server. And it'll just make things easier, make better quality, and keeps the heat out of this room. That's another thing. The amount of heat this system produces, especially the GPU, is the big culprit on that. Not so much the processor, the graphics cards is the big culprit for me. All right, one more check, and I think it's time to actually go and do some work with Selenia again. Growth speed 5.25. I can't remember what the original growth speed was for these. You know, just for a second. 3. Okay. So you see, I've got a few launched right there, and that's it. So I'm still not producing that much. I'm still not like at a problem yet. So I'm gonna give it time for stuff to produce. I think probably need to keep some crystal, some quartz stuff moving, so I keep stockpiling up what I'm gonna need. Because was it was 32 total optimizers, so that's 96 fuses. Yeah, I did 36 and then 60, so yeah, 96 fuses. So that's about enough to cover one more round of optimizers right there. Yeah. Great. Okay. Selenia. I know I've got some trade fuses I can still make. Timmy? He got up, shook his butt like he wanted to be on camera again. I'll let you be on camera for a second. So look at that. Wearing your shirt out, stretching out your neck hole. Oh yeah, and I'm full. I am absolutely full on silk larva, Timmy. Like, I don't know what you want from me, dude. Here, turn around. Show your shirt. Turn around. All right. He won't turn around, so I'm going to read it. It says, if my dog doesn't like you, I probably won't either. I had to read it for him. You wouldn't show him. That was rude. Look at that face. Look at that face. Yeah. Look up right here. Look right here. No. Look right at the camera. There you go. Sleepy Timmy. He got getting that yawn out. Oh yeah. Okay. I need to produce some more silk gens right now. All right. Let's see. Floor 20. This is fully decked out. All right. No. Oh, yeah. And those are... I'm producing too much, so I still gotta... Yeah. I gotta bring those other ones over here. I really have to do that. Okay. Well, let's see. I got, what, 5? 6 floors on Prime. So we'll just say 5. That'll put me at 25. If I do another 5 floors here, that's 49 per floor that I'm able to get. That's 250. Yeah, minus 5, so it'll be 245 larvae or generators times 3 for the silk. That's yeah, that would be, I think, sufficient to get the next set going. You know what? Okay. That interestingly disappeared as I was trying to build it. Come on, come on. There we go. Oh, I need magnesium. There we go. Yeah, we're just gonna build the floors. I'm not gonna move the teleporter yet because I need it to go to the floor I'm actually working on. Or, well, no. Okay, you know what? Fine. We'll build it this way. I get them to line up. I'll make sure no weird overhangs. There we go. I think I got that dialed in now. Let's just... Ooh. Yes. Only because I gotta get rid of some larvae. Yeah. Look at that. And then I'll bring the ones from Prime over here and go up to there. Yes, that will work, right? That's perfectly okay. And I gotta go back and do some ladders, so. Probably also should have gone ahead and started doing the signs, but that's fine. There we go. So we're at level 21. Which actually, you know what? I'm going to wait till I know I did this last time. I waited until after I built the windows. Yeah. Because of... I don't want to have it cause problems with placement of the windows. Or have it where it places and now suddenly it's floating out in the open. Okay, let's see. I could bring some here. I am using it for the fuses, so that is one use right here. For now, though, hit 50 of each of those. Oh, wow, I have burned through my water. What did I use the water for? I don't remember that being on... It's not on that. It's not on that. It's not on that. What? Where's the water going? Like, why am I that low on water? Are my drones just not been going down there? Been too busy with other stuff? That used water. I know it didn't use that much water. I mean, I know this stuff is producing water. These are not providing it there because that's for this stuff specifically. There's water. Gens. Okay, so apparently I need to build some more over here. I'll go ahead and see how big some of these guys are. Look at, oh man, the mega crab. And that guy, I think he's stuck. He's just so big he's stuck. I'm having trouble getting my jetpack to trigger because of the lag right there. See how that's taking so long to load now? Okay, that's building up. I guess something happened that I wasn't getting water produced here for something. That wasn't picking up water for some reason. It was weird. Or something. Oh, you know what? Let me look. I think I might have an idea. Water. Because I burned through a bunch of bioplastic nuggets, which was why my mushrooms disappeared. I used up a lot of water for that. So, there's the culprit. It's a good thing I got plenty here. So, grab it from here. There we go. Almost could do 2 floors at a time. Oh, and yeah, that. So I need 12. That will give me those. One for the sign. And I should have brought the auto crafters and the optimizers. Should have gone ahead and brought those at least. Oh well. I don't know if something's like just bugging with the sound, but it sounds like there's a rocket, like just very slightly hear it in the background, launching like every second. Just hear like the sound of like a rocket, like going. Like very, very. Like I almost have to wait because it's still going. Like I know I got my rocket speeding up, but they're not speeding up like that much on the trade rockets. And now the wind is louder than what I was hearing as far as the rocket sounds. All right, yep, 49. Okay. I'll go ahead and do... This is actually easier to do without having the optimizers in the way. So that helps. And this is 21. Yes, level 20, level 19, level 21. And basically, I just need the optimizers and the auto crafters. Which I might have enough for this. Yeah. But I know I'm going to need optimizers because I got my fuses back at prime, so. I know I'm not going to make it between now and the time we're done, but considering I was at 300,000 something and I'm up over 700,000 now, I'm gonna say I'm doing pretty good on my production now. So that's definitely more tokens generated in this stream than any other stream before this. Yeah, I'm not gonna say exactly how much. I know I think it was like 374,000 when I finally looked at it after the start, and we're not that far off from 770,000. So I'm gonna be up at least 400,000 by the time we're done with this, and that's not counting for the big improvement I did on the cookie farm. Plus, I'm adding some more levels here. I think next stream, I will be at least 500,000 earned in the stream alone. I'm pretty sure I can get 500,000 tokens during the stream next week while we start work on the Toxicity planet. Start with these. Fabric. I'll get this all done. I mean, that was a good amount of larva that I pulled out. I mean, it's still not quite enough for this floor. I think if I did one more floor, that might give me enough breathing room to wait a bit. But after I get this done, we're gonna go and start getting, because you know the thing is, if you don't have room for the silk larva or any item to be received on the planet, it just goes back on the shuttle. So the shuttle lands, says, oh, I'm full already, auto launches again. And at that point, it just does like this continuous cycle to where you're like, you know, I'm not getting anything produced and shipped because I don't have room for it. And like, I'm already up to that. So yeah. And it's not going to take long for those to fill up since it already did that. Oh, hey, look, I've got a whole bunch of them coming back now. That's good. You see, they're only going up to a certain height level still, though, so those are not getting pulled. Maybe they are starting to go a little bit higher up. They're slowly working their way up. You know what? It'll be more effective. I can just go ahead and get whatever is left that needs 4. So 2, 4, 6. Okay. 8, 10. I need 10 more optimizers and fuses. So that's 30 fuses. 30 trade fuses. That should be, that will pretty much max that out right there. And then I will be pulling all of these out, freeing up this space to send it over to Selenia. All right, so I need 10 of these. Let's get that done. And 30 trade fuses, which I have none. Okay. So I need 30 cartridges. Fortunately, I've got plenty of those things. Let's see where we're at. Oh, we are full again. Actually, probably just go ahead and take that too. Yeah, really not using Blazar quartz. Oh, I did it backwards. I FUBU'd. Okay. There we go. There. Oh wow, I'm not sure if it's just for me going longer, but I saw in some spots it was hitting 20 FPS on Prime. Oh yeah, see, so much better here. And then it drops suddenly. Oh, great. Just what I did not need at this moment as I'm trying to place these down. Nope, nope, some of it's coming over this way. It's gonna hit me, I know it. am surprised I have not been pegged right in the face yet. That one, like, right, very close to me. All right, those are all decked out. 4 optimizers each. Full trade fuses in each optimizer. Yeah. So that's as good as it's gonna get for those. I gotta get one more floor at least of generators going. That's still recovering from the last set. And that is not recovering any better. Okay, so that, yeah, I'll just take water from Selenia. That's fine. Right. Silk. There we go. And I already forgot again. Optimizers and the fuses. And the auto crafters. You know what? At some point, I'm gonna remember to get that before I come here and, you know, start a floor. So I can just do it all in one swoop. Yeah. That's already almost full because there's so much silk backed up in these. Yeah, I am way behind. Okay. Yeah, this is gonna be the I think, even though it's, I'm gonna get everything moved for silk and fabric, you know, farming stuff moved here. And then we may be setting up another base spot just to run the trade rockets out of. I'm gonna expand another row. Another double row here, full fuses, and we may be doing a whole other set of rockets. I need to try to figure out a way to stack the rockets as efficiently as I can in terms of space, because you do have to have visibility to, you know, the sky for the rockets to work properly. Can't exactly launch them into the underside of a foundation. Or maybe you can. Maybe once. That could be an interesting test. Can I build under my big platform on Prime a trade rocket platform because of the height? Like, once you get past a certain height check, does it work? Or is it literally, can it see the sky, yes or no? I wonder if there is a height check. That just needs to have enough room, and then you can literally stack another rocket platform above it. So I could build like a floating stack where, like, okay, whatever floor it is, there's gonna be one floor where I have, instead of the window, I have a doorway that leads out to another whole setup with pathways so I can walk between, as walk across, and it covers that whole area too. And then I keep building high enough and I do it again. Oh, before I go. Level 22. Yeah, I wonder if there is a height check limit that is only got to be above a certain height level, because that would change things a bit. You know what? Let's just illustrate a point here. Take one piece of iron. So, buildable, not buildable. Buildable because the rocket's not there. But that's buildable. So I could build technically above the rocket after it's been built, at least with a platform. And then I just do the trade rocket platform like that. Let's see if that's gonna be the problem. No, I feel like at one point it wouldn't let me build. Maybe it's the extraction platform or the regular rocket platform. So technically I can build this here. Question is, will it work? I'll let them come and bring me some stuff. Okay. Turn that off. Well, I guess I just need to go hit launch rocket there. I'm gonna destroy my base. I'm gonna hit it with a rocket. Haha. Okay, it is counting down. So it's not stuck. Does it stay there? I see one of the shuttles moving. That's gonna be so funny if it literally stays there until it just settles right back down. Oh, nope, there it goes. Okay. So I can build another level up. And maybe actually fairly close on that. Okay. I may have a way to keep earning more money over there. Because obviously I'm producing too much silk. And that reminds me, I still need to do these. Oh, while I was doing that. The other direction. Yeah, I'm going to bog Selenia down so much that it's going to be one of those frustrating areas to be in when I have to actually go build it there. But once I get some more rockets here, then we'll just, yeah, I'll just have it like, let's say level 10. Level 10, come out, build another set of platforms and extend it over this way. Then level 20, same thing. If I have to keep going, you'll come in here, you just won't see the sky because there'll be these big, massive floating groups of trade rockets. It's immediately gonna start crafting. Another super alloy storm already. Again, I at least want to build high enough that I'm above the trees with this. I'm already close to the height that will be. Wow, oh, that one went right past my face. Like that one there was extremely close. That was kind of close. But there was that one literally looked like it just went barely. Oh, hey, that was getting a little close. I'd say that one wasn't quite as bad. It feels like one that went that one went really close to hit that. There was one that went right past me and hit that tree. I think it literally just scooted past this close to me standing here. Oh, look at all my platform or my rockets that have returned. Oh, I gotta see this. I gotta see how my drones are doing. Because there are some big open spaces over there for you know. Oh yeah, my drones are fully engaged right now, just doing that. And it's still only going up to about there. I'm gonna say it's that floor. Looks like it's getting to about 11. Floor 11, maybe. Maybe this is starting to catch up a little bit. Maybe I don't have to worry about building a big floating platform yet. I will be moving. Like, I don't need that so much right there. That can be moved. I can take that out and then just, you know, I did that row and then I did this row. So I'll just expand this way, do another row and another row back, and then expand this way, do another row back. Yeah, I can get like 2 more sets across here of trade rockets. That probably will be sufficient. Now look at all the drones. 820,000. Yeah, here I am literally running out of. I'm worried about space for the trade rockets rather than how much room do I have to build the farm itself. Because the farm just keeps going that way. And it's getting a little glitchy on the rendering. It looks like 11 or possibly 12 is where they are pulling from right now. So still not making it all the way up. So I definitely have got to get some more going here. Let's say I have 1 trade rocket there. Let me see how much my power is. 81,000 available. I'm good on that. And I have -1. Oh wait, that's just the machine optimizers. -1 trade rocket. So I've got 64 trade rockets. I have the exact same number of trade rockets here as I do on the cookie farm now. And I haven't done any optimizers on the cookie farm yet because I wasn't even close to hitting as much in the way of cookie production, because there is that extra thing of the amount of, like, I've only got it's 12, 32 farms, and while each farm produces multiple items, there's that slow production time, which I am optimizing around. I've already done the optimizing here with the fuses, so I've upped that. And then you have the extra, like, okay, so you got a whole bunch of items being produced, and they get taken and to produce, you know, autocraft to this, then that get taken to autocraft this. So you do have a little bit of a reduction in quantity as well on those. How am I doing? It's already filling back up. Yeah. Okay, let's see. We are right at the 3-hour mark. I am doing much better right now on my voice than I thought it would be. I'll at least get the remaining floors I have right now, and then I'm probably just going to rip these out to do the next stack, so I don't have to worry about it. Now, actually, I guess if I can get the rest of these built, that will cut down on my stockpile. I'm going to go ahead and build these before I forget, because I will forget. Okay, so there goes that. We can knock out one floor real quick, the way I should have been doing it. Okay. Okay, 5. All right. Ah. Drones got all in my business. Okay. Everything else, I'll get on Selenia. That's funny. I've got one rocket. And, okay, there they go. So they're about to fill it in and launch it. Okay. Okay, so that's that. So now... so that's 12, 15. Okay. The windows and the signage. All right, go ahead just to get it out of the way. Move it up here. Great. And there goes again. I hear the rockets just launching like crazy. So I guess they must have all returned and are getting loaded back up for the next trip already. Welcome to Token Crafter Tycoon. That's what I've turned the game into. We're not worried about the planets anymore. We're worried about just making tokens. It's Tokenopoly. I'm gonna corner the token market. Yep. Same count. 49 each time. Okay. Get sign. This is level 23. And auto crafters. It should pretty much kick up right away because it's going to be pulling from everything in range. Even though we don't see it, I'm assuming that our vertical range is the same as the horizontal range, so it's probably pulling from several floors down to craft all this, or also the fact that just even the floor below probably is a nice little stockpile going. How much I am boosting the production. And there we go, level 23 done, and they're back again. So the lovely, yeah, why are there so many going over here when there's like obviously rockets needing deliveries? There's too many drones going back. You're not supposed to go over there. You're supposed to come here. Oh, look at that. Except for that one. What's wrong with you? And you. And oh, they're going. Okay, you're about to go. What's with you? Are you broken? Where are you going? Oh, there it goes. I just didn't get the animation. Okay, that one's coming back. So something I think it's locked up as saying like, oh, hey, this one has, you know, it's got one spot empty, but they don't recognize. Oh, they're not even. Oh, that might be a problem because I apparently clicked demand on the wrong thing. That would be why that one wasn't launching. Huh. See, again, why it should be like copy settings to all nearby rockets, you know, of the same kind, or copy settings to all connected, all physically attached ones. 267 seconds, so we are under 5 minutes per trip. That's about as good as it's gonna get without wasting fuses for way too little effect. Oh, look at that. I'm closing in on 500,000 and literally, I mean, we did talk for a few minutes beginning, so going on 3 hours, I'm closing in on 500,000 in 3 hours. I think I could get it up to 1 million. 1 million tokens generated per stream. I think I can do it. Just more rockets all over the place. I may have to come back and do some more rocket building because I am definitely producing too much fabric now and plenty of soap larvae. And I could not even spend that much in one launch if I wanted to. I could sit there and buy all spacesuit video just to flaunt the money. If I wanted to. Actually, you know what I want to do? Because the whole point of this was to be able to buy a lot of energy fuses so I can recycle them to craft cosmic quartz. Yeah, because you get the energy fuse, it provides you cosmic quartz. Along with getting the fuse cartridges, so that's helpful. I'll get solar quartz, pulsar quartz, not worried about that. But I get energy fuse, I recycle it for cosmic quartz, since I got the unlock for that. Which is not like a big deal. Nothing else is really the main thing. So I might, I know it's going to cause FPS lag if I do too much. But I know one time, it may have still been early access. You know, I had like, I basically built a platform in the iridium mine, I know, and I took out one of the foundation grids and just dumped iridium and uranium and such into basically a pit, so it would just sit there and be all glittery. I could very well just do that just to flaunt my cosmic quartz collection, you know. Just go and, well, I'll just toss them in here. Just go and be like that. We'll just, we may make like a big sparkly pile of cosmic quartz. Just because I can. That might be one reason, one way to use up all this. Just buy all the fuses, energy fuses I can to make a ton of cosmic quartz. And just make a little glowing pile of it. Or, actually, you know what? I don't even need to try that. We'll just, I'm pretty sure I can do that. Pretty sure I can just use whatever here. Yes. May just make like a whole thing, just so it's not like jumbling around on the ground kind of thing, and maybe gets to despawning. Just make a whole bunch of display cases somewhere and just fill them up with cosmic quartz. Have it glittering all over. Yeah, I am right. I mean, literally 5 more minutes, I'll probably hit the 74,000. I know I remember something like 374,000 not long after we started. I actually got into the game, so I'm probably already at that 500,000 mark now, if I had to guess, of what I've actually pulled in today. And yeah, I'll rip these out, redo them on Selenia, bump it up to 30 levels. Well, 30, yeah, 31, whatever. I'll bump it up. I'll get at least to level 30 on that, and then move all these over there and start expanding that. That may help here a little bit, maybe. Not a lot. But I now have one of every animal type, which means I can go and pet them and hopefully get more. Say I'm missing 4 and 5 now because I didn't get those back. So, but hopefully petting them, I will get more of those traits, so I can make more of them, and we'll just max it out. So every one of these will have 2, or have all 5 animals for each one, and all 5 of a specific type for each one. So we'll end up with 5 of every kind of animal. Where, yeah, he got stuck. Okay. He's like in hiding. Like, I don't like these guys. He's like, I can't believe you made me pink, dude. So what is, he's mad at me because I made him pink. Well, that's bioluminescence 10, that's good. I actually got color B, but did not get a, well, I got species 4. Okay, so that's at least 1 more. And we may have a new species or 2 with the toxicity location. So we'll have that. But yeah, Tuesday the 17th, or Monday 17th. What is it? Yeah. So 17th, Monday. Yeah, okay. So Monday the 17th, we get the Toxicity DLC. They haven't posted the price that I've seen, but I'm assuming it's going to be the same $8 as Humble. We'll go. I'll have to get a rocket ready along with my starter supplies for that planet. And we'll head over there and just be ready to go. Start up the new Toxicity world and see all the new stuff we get, the new mechanic. Yeah. And then I'm not even going to spend any of this because I'll wait. That way I can, whenever I build a rocket, trade rocket on the new world, I can start ordering stuff along with, of course, I'll have to build my, I'm going to take a shuttle so I can request supplies, since this is pretty much goodbye to all these planets. The 4 we have right now, until I get high enough really on my terraformation index so we can go back and forth readily, but, or at least high enough on terraformation index that I decide to come back and just leave things, you know, because like Aqualis, once I got to a certain point, I just kind of left it to do its own thing. So once we get to that point on Toxicity, we can do the same, but that's going to be it. We're going to wrap up for today. Timmy, say hello, or goodbye, rather. Yeah, say your goodbye. And Jenny, I may take a look if I can this week at the that last caretaker demo. That does kind of look interesting. I see it's got electronic like wiring and such. Also got a gun that's got modification spots. That's kind of nice. And then you got, well, ramps. I'm not seeing conveyor belts, but I'm seeing like electrical cables. And then a boat. Big boat. Over, or, you know, I'm assuming a boat because it looks like a boat and it's a bunch of water. And all the electrical wiring is glowy. So that makes up, yeah, there's a boat. So no bioluminescence, we get bioluminescent wiring. Or mechanoluminescent wiring on it. Every decision you make and every action has a consequence. Well, that's kind of like normal, you know. Yeah, I may have to give it a play on the demo, and it's $35. If the demo like just blows me away, which I'm thinking it's not going to because it's only 80% positive review right now, I'll probably watch to see if it goes on sale with, you know, we got the winter sale coming up. So I'll look, see if it goes on sale if I like it enough. Usually if it's like a, hey, this is 95% positive, usually that's good enough to say, go ahead and grab it. Let's see where, like Planet Crafter is sitting at 95% positive on recent and 95% positive of all time. That's one that, like, you know, seeing that kind of game rating, I jump on it, like, okay, you know, it's good enough to, instead of waiting, I'll just go ahead and get it. But $35 early access, especially, it would have to blow me away to get me to go ahead and jump on it at full price. Timmy? All right. Camera right here, Timmy. You gotta look here. Look up. Slowly. Scratch your head and turn your face. Scratch your head and turn your face. Yeah, I'm not a fan of, I mean, early access, I get it. You're going to want to have, like, the price go up later, typically. You know, that happens a lot. I mean, Subnautica started out cheaper, went higher priced. On both games, actually. Both Subnautica and Below Zero both started off Below Zero even started off a little cheaper in early access. I think it was still priced higher than Subnautica originally was before, you know, they bumped the price. The Forest did it. I mean, the Forest, I want to say, was 10 or 15 at one point during early access, and they moved it up a bit. Starting at 35, I understand you probably have, like, you got your expenses, but still, that seems high for early access, unless you are a well-established studio. Or 35 is the price. Like, it will never go up. That is the price, period. You know, we're selling it at this, they're gonna do sales kind of thing. Because if they are putting it at 35 in early access with the plan that, oh, once it's full release, we'll go 50, it's gonna have to do a lot better on the ratings than 80% positive. So yeah, I'll give it a try, but unless it just completely blows me away, that 80% positive rating, that's one where I'll be like, if it's a good game, I'll wait and try to get it during the winter sale on discount, especially if it's more than 10%. I feel like 10% would be insulting on that one. But, you know, if it was a 95% positive, that might push me to ignore waiting for the sale. But 80% positive, I'm going to wait for a sale for sure at that price point. Oh, Timmy. Plus, I still, you know, winter sale, you know, I'm going to have to be very picky on the winter sale anyway, because while I could get something at a cheaper price, I will make sure it's something I will want to play, because Star Rupture is probably going to release, like, I would assume it's probably going to be the day after the winter sale is over. It is the way they got it scheduled, that it's going to end up hitting it being available to buy after the winter sale is done, which means it's going to come out. You're going to be like, oh, great, now I got to buy it at this price. And that's one I'm really feeling hopeful for, despite the playtest problems. Just because it's Creepy Jar, they are, I mean, just going off of Green Hell, I know it's going to be a well done game. It's not going to be poorly done. It's going to be well done. You know, they put in their effort on Green Hell. They made it a good game. They kept building on it after release. They did like a DLC expansion too. I think it was a DLC. I know they did a story expansion. But that Green Hell has got really good reviews. I feel like they are going to put in the effort to make sure it is a good game. Now, granted, Green Hell, looking at it now, 81% of the recent reviews are positive, 86% overall are positive. It's obviously, I mean, the one thing for me is the tediousness of Green Hell, because building is very tedious. But they have added stuff over time to make it where you could do more with building that you couldn't do originally. I feel like in the end, Star Rupture is going to end up being a really good game. It may not be a 95 percentile review rating on the positive, but I feel like it's going to be a good game. So that's where some money will be going for me right after the winter sale. So yeah, I'm going to have to be a little more choosy on the game if I purchase anything during the winter sale. All right, bud. Ready, safe? Look right here. Look at the camera. Ah. Yeah. All right, now you're gonna get up and move. I'm getting you. I'm gonna get you and put you right here. You take over. You got to do this. Take over. I feel like he gave you a look like, please help me. Send help. This is not appropriate for me. says hi. All right. Hi, Timmy. He's like, let me out of here. All right. So, yeah, thank you, Felonious. Everybody, have a good rest of your day, rest of your weekend, and have a good week. Remember, Monday, the 17th, the DLC goes on sale. Probably going to be just $8. One of the cheapest DLCs you'll see for any game. So, always worth it if you've already got Planet Crafter. If you don't have Planet Crafter, go buy it. Because, you know, this is the fun we've been having here. Planet Crafter, a.k.a. What is it? Token Tycoon Crafter. Yeah. So, we'll be back. Do it again next week. Same time, same place. Thank you all. We'll see you next time.